Good morning, Internet, and welcome to Oxygen Not Included. Figured I would finish up the year playing Badlands. Badlands is one of my absolute favorite maps. The assumptions you get from the other maps you don't get on Badlands. You don't get gold amalgam, you don't get slime, you don't get easy algae. You get a ton of granite and igneous rock, which is not the best of resources. So I always find it challenging and fun to play. Now I'll put the coordinates in the video description. This has two of my favorite options. Geoactive just means more geysers, more useful stuff, potentially useful stuff, and irregular oil. Finding an oil biome up near the top of the map is just awesome. It makes so much stuff so much easier. Plus, you generally find more fossil, more oil wells, things that make Badlands a little bit better. Miscalculated pod, that doesn't really bother me whether you end up high, low, left, or right. Some magma chambers, it's more hot igneous rock, which is perfectly fine. So, that's what we're going to try. We'll see what kind of dupes we have. Figured I'd play this one a little bit slower, go into more of the thought processes about starting up a map. And we'll see what we find. So first things first, we need duplicants. When you're playing on Badlands, you definitely need diggers. You need diggers, preferably with +7 in mole hands, but this is fine. I don't care that they can't research. I've just got to get them up to digging granite as fast as possible. Decreased germ resistance I don't care about, but these other things aren't useful. Perfect, except I don't need natural gas coming out of them. Don't particularly care about farming. Increased strength is good, but not great. Noodle arms is a definite no. Food morale bonus is actually important because I'm not going to have any high quality food for a while. Night owl and digging work. Alright, definitely not mouth breather. For my researcher, I usually want them to be able to do two things. Because you get the research done pretty quick, and it'd be nice if they got a morale bonus for anything else. Suit wearing's actually okay. Because those two go together and then they go into the rocket. Alright. What do I want to name? A cool tunnel on a magma base. Sure, Swanky Galaxy. Alright, let's see what we find. Okay, so in starting off the map, first thing I always do, pause, have a look around. Looks like I've got a vent right there. And let's fix the schedule first. Now me, I hate the shift alarm. I wish there was a way of just having that off by default right from the get-go. I always get rid of the bathroom segments because they just don't do anything. Duplicants will go to the bathroom when they have to go to the bathroom. As long as you give them enough downtime to get back to where they're going. Eventually we'll move Catalina down here to get the nighttime bonus. Priorities, these are my digger builders. You are my researcher. So let's have a look around. We've got actually a pretty decent sized starting biome. Sometimes on Badlands you just end up immediately surrounded by obsidian. So in this case we're doing okay. So we've got water up there, we've got water down there. Let's go this way first. So as always when starting out, you need to get to water and bathrooms fast. And because there's sand right here, that's just gonna fall down. Yeah, that'll work. Don't need those outer segments. And while they're building that, we'll also put in the bathrooms right here. Oh, that's the wrong place. So when doing bathrooms, you want to make sure the duplicants exit out through the wash tub to get rid of their food poisoning germs. Yeah, 4 should be enough. And again, if you build on top of sand, you want to replace that with bricks. All right, let's speed them up a little bit. So first cycle, I tend to not do anything else other than get to water, get to bathrooms. Here, we'll put them in super high speed mode. If you don't build the bathroom first, they will pee on the floor and cause a mess. How are we? We're about 2/3 of the way through the cycle. We have water. And we have bathroom. Alright, so because the bathrooms are done, I can start to queue up the bedroom. Which will go right there. Oh, we've got plenty of algae. We've got, some starting stuff there. Alright. It's very early on in this map, but so far I like it. And now that the bathrooms are done, I can start to work on oxygen. The second most important thing after bathrooms. And station, we're going to need research. Yeah, see, here we are at the end of the first cycle. Didn't quite get the bedroom done, but that's not that big of a deal on cycle 1. So, they're just going to sleep on the floor this cycle, and that is okay. Speed them up. Alright, now that's done, we can start to queue up research. First research is always food. On Badlands, you've got to get to mealwood fast. You're not going to find much food lying around. You have to get your dupes growing their own food as fast as possible. And then by sealing in the room, I get the room bonus. It's morale +1, which isn't much, but everything early game helps. Alright, so our researcher's doing research things. We've got oxygen being produced, and research and building. Yeah, we got colony achievement, good. Now there is a trick for figuring out what these are before you dig them. If you want to wait till you dig them, that's perfectly fine. But if you do an emergency, it will tell you that that is a saltwater geyser. Then make sure you turn off the emergency. So I know I have a source of water there. Unfortunately, it's hot water, and with no gold amalgam, that water will come out at 95, and my copper ore can only do 75. So I've got to work on cooling that water before I can do anything with it. Hopefully I'll find a nice biome here. And that'll work. Alright, so you see how the diggers aren't digging this up? If I replace that with a tile, they'll then dig underneath it. We are already out of algae. Well, let's come up here and get the algae. Plenty of coal. Yeah, see, by replacing that with a tile, they dig the plant, even though normally diggers won't dig up plants. You have to wait for a farmer or someone else to come uproot it, which is annoying. We got access to some easy iron, so I think I'm just going to dig right over to here. That's copper ore. Okay, so we got the first bit of research done. Yes. Alright, then I want to go this way. 16, and that'll be this side. And the reason I go 16 to either side is it is the exact right size for a great hall above it. And I know playing Badlands, I'm going to want a great hall for the morale bonus, and I'm also going to want ranches. Badlands, you just know you're going for stone hatches for food. It's the best way. Alright, and now they're in a bedroom? Yeah, they're in a barracks, so they get another morale bonus. Oh, that is at the wrong height. Yeah, and that's all gonna fall down, so I want to replace that with tiles. Look at all this nice algae. So because you don't have gold amalgam, even your electrolyzers will produce oxygen hotter than copper ore can handle. So you gotta make sure you're dealing with the water and cooling it down before you try to do anything with it. Ooh, more water. Some nice cold ethanol, that'll be good. Lots of obsidian. Whew. Alright, let's put them back into speed mode. We are coming up on the halfway point of cycle 3, and we just about got our research done. Perfect, and now we're getting another dupe. So research-wise, after getting the food tile, the next is supercomputer. You've got to have advanced research going. Okay. Farting I don't want, narcoleptic and farting I don't want, but a tidier I do want. Irritable bowel is not that big of a deal. So schedule, let's put Catalina on nights, and we'll move one of our diggers down there with her. Alright, and now priorities, you are going to be life support, toggling, tidying, sweeping, and supplying. So that way immediately Nisbet will start filling up the oxygen and doing everything else around the base. The next dupe I want is probably going to be a operator, would be perfect. Oh no, I need a farmer. That's what I need. So farmer rancher is what I want next. How? How? So if we cancel that, and that, and that, and that, and then tell you to dig this, cancel, and then have that dig. Problem is I think that person's already on something else. This we can cancel. Alright, that was close. just dupes digging themselves into a place where they want to suffocate. But as long as you plan their moves, then you're fine. No, we don't have any power. Alright, that'll probably be my next research will be power, so we can keep the oxygen being produced. And now we got a fourth dupe, they should also be helping run on the wheel. One of the things to consider on Badlands is dirt is a very limited resource. Until you find a polluted water vent or you happen to get pips out of the printing pod, you can run out of dirt and then you can't grow any food and you can't do any research. Which turns out to be a pretty big deal. And so far we found one mealwood seed. Hopefully we'll find some more. It looks like this starting biome is decent sized and might even continue up a little bit. Looking on oxygen. Okay. Yep, we're starting to oxygenate up. Oh, you need that. What are you even doing? Are you building? Yeah, I think they were building that. It just wasn't showing the animation. Alright, some research got done. That would be water cooler. That means I should be able to put in, yeah, mess tables. So that's what I was saying before about going 16 wide. It makes this room the exact right size for a great hall. And then once I can get a decor item in there, they'll get a better morale bonus than just a mess hall. Alright, and then we'll want another oxygen diffuser over here. One mealwood seed is a bit worrying. I want to build that tile so that the room turns back into a barrack so I don't lose the morale bonus. I suppose for dirt I could keep the outhouses, but they just make a mess. So we've got a hatch. We've got plenty of muck root, so that's good. Should keep us going till we get some more mealwood. But early game is just get bathrooms, get oxygen, get food. Don't try to overbuild or overhire too many dupes. Typically 5 to 6 is enough for most of the early game. Alright, so now we got mess tables. That will also help with their morale bonus. We'll turn this into food storage down here. Now this room shouldn't have a room bonus yet because I'm messing the decor item. To be a mess hall, it's too big. I could put a door in there and cut it in half, but typically my third research item gets me the planter pot, which is good enough. Alright, see anything else? Yeah, some more point of interest buildings. Still only the one mealwood plant. That's worrisome. Alright, so now we have supercomputer. My next research is actually going to come down here and do the automation. That way I get the flower pot. And that gives them time to build the supercomputer, and then I can make a smart battery. the one good thing that Badlands has is refined iron. So you don't need a rock crusher. Pretty much until you're ready to make steel. Once your dupes get some skills, which they're now getting, they can go dig it up, and I can make all of my refined metal stuff. Alright, now I want to make this a carbon dioxide trap to protect the food. Auction-wise, we are looking fantastic. The priority on that a little bit to make sure they're always putting in the algae. Plenty of iron over here once I can get through this obsidian, which is going to take a while. There's my skill points, so now I should be able to start digging the granite. Go dig up that iron. Let's just dig this down. Doesn't look like we'll find anything useful in there. I don't see the symbol for a buried object like that. Yeah, the saltwater geyser is just going to be in the way, but I should be able to dig through in that direction. Increase the priority, so they'll build this. Perfect. Alright, and now I can do a planter box. I'm assuming you're building. I don't know what you were doing. And I should have a plant to put in there. Nope, I have not found any plants to put in there yet. So you don't get the room bonus until there's a plant. Flower pots themselves don't count as decor items. Nope, nope, I don't want to dig through the water yet. Do want to dig like that. All right, who do we got? Farmer, cooker. That is exactly what I'm looking for. I'd love to get the arbor acorn, because that way at some point I can get pips and dirt, but having a farmer is exactly who I want. Ari, your priority is going to be farming and cooking. I'm actually going to give them the cooking skill first. That way once I build the stove they can do it. Farming they can do without having the skill. So food-wise, I want a micro musher and an electric stove. At some point, I'll find a plant. And you don't just need a plant, you need a plant that's alive. Just having a plant alone that's dead, you lose the morale bonus. Ooh, we got another vent over there. And here we're actually going to dig up this iron. Because we're going to need it. While we're waiting on that, we'll expand this out to 8 beds. And start making everything out of granite. If there's one thing I'm sure of on this map, I will have plenty of granite to build things out of. Alright, nothing to cook yet. it's just meal lice, not meal wood. Sandstone sometimes has a tendency to break with even small water pressure, so it's better to go with granite and have something that's tougher. Let's move food storage down here. And for food storage, you need a carbon dioxide or chlorine atmosphere. Vacuum also works, but that's just tougher. Tougher to maintain. Early game, just put your food down someplace where it is going to collect some carbon dioxide, and then you're good. So lice loaf turns my meal lice into higher quality food and gives me more calories out of it. It just uses up water. So as long as you have a source of water on Badlands, you can convert your meal lice into lice loaf and get more calories for the dirt you're using. And it looks like we found more water. So we should be good. All right, and then I should be able to come up into here now, because there is a mealwood plant and something we can put in our planter box. All right, and now we have a plant. And so as I plant it, boom, great haul. So now we get even more of a morale bonus, assuming I can get down there. Yeah, morale bonus +6 is just awesome. Ooh, this starting biome goes way up. Oh, that's great. Oh, we'll just slowly queue that. We don't need to get up there super quick. Oh, it'd be helpful if I gave them a ladder to get up there. Ooh, and more plants. Ooh, we got second mealwood. That's awesome. Let's make more planter boxes. I'm actually going to tell you to move over here so I can see this room. Boom. And we got access to some other things. One of the few mods I do use is the deconstruct point of interest. It is just the most useful thing of getting this stuff out of the way, as well as getting access to some refined metal and other things that the game gives you that otherwise you can't get to. And rummage. Alright, so my main concern is the fact that I'm not finding many mealwood plants. I'm going to run out of food. No mealwood in there. No mealwood up. Wow, this starting biome continues to go. Who has unreachable food? Oh, because that door is in the way. Again, another reason to have that is the door closed and locked behind them. So yeah, food I'm kind of low on. But we're researching power now. Let's up the priority on all these so they get them clean. But we got plenty of iron. So I might hold off hiring the next duplicant. Just because my food is not coming up super quick and I'm not finding much in the way of mealwood. In fact, let's dig this way because of these buried objects. and just see what we find. Body temperature. Oh, there's a mealwood seed. Nice. So decreased athletics is always annoying. I mean, I don't want another duplicate right now. I'm too worried about food. I don't need to hire one. Alright, so now we're up to 4 mealwood. Some more muck root. Yeah, see, I'm already down to 10,000 calories. Alright, so consumables, I don't want them eating meal lice, I want them turning it into lice loaf. I could make mush bars, but they will use up my dirt, which I don't want. Alright, well, we just reached cycle 10. I think we'll call that good. Again, early base, bathrooms, bedrooms, oxygen, food. That's just what you've got to focus on. Whatever design works for you, go with it. Badlands is all about getting food production going. The fact that I haven't found many mealwood is going to make this start a bit of a challenge, but I should be able to recover. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the next episode.